Hi everyone, welcome back to the Lucy Power Perspective. I'm Lucy Power, Australia's #1 fitness model escort, award-winning content creator, porn star, and naked news reporter. Now today I have an interesting topic for you all, and the title is my near-death experience. This happened to me recently, and I want to talk about it because it was absolutely terrifying. And I'm pretty sure there are other people who've gone through something similar, and it's the first time I've ever experienced anything like this. And I had to Google it to actually work out what had happened to me. Now, what felt like a near-death experience? It really felt like a near-death experience. There were times in this experience, how many times can I say the word experience? Where I felt like I was going to die. Now, what it was drug induced. I worked this out. I had ordered some brownies with weed in them and got them from a source that I hadn't bought from before, but I trusted this source. What I had done was my own fault. I had overindulged. Now, I took a tiny slice of it and it didn't have the impact that I wanted soon enough. So I ate more, and then I just ate more because I was enjoying the brownie itself. Now, what happened to me was absolutely terrifying. I fell asleep on the couch, which was fine. That's sort of what I wanted it for, just to relax and to chill. Fell asleep on the couch, woke up about an hour later, and I felt incredibly high straight away, but still very tired, very dizzy and disoriented, which is the sort of thing you would expect from having weed. Now, I took myself to bed. I thought if I just go to sleep, I can sleep this off. I almost passed out on the way to bed, so I just ran to bed. I dove on the bed. Everything was still all over the bed. I just left my boyfriend where he was and I fell asleep, and I thought, this is fine. I'm going to be fine. I woke up in the middle of the night, around midnight, and my partner was being sick. But I couldn't really focus on what was happening. It was dark. I was still extremely high, very disoriented. And he was going back and forth between the bathrooms saying he felt very ill. He had ingested a small amount and he wasn't really sure what was happening, and he thought it was just an upset tummy from, just eating what we had eaten. All of a sudden, I got this massive rush of cold over my whole body, and I felt pale. Like I felt like the blood had drained from my entire body. So I ran to the toilet. I was also unsure if I was going to poo or vomit. I had no idea. That was just the sensation that was going through my body. So I ran to the toilet and I sat on the toilet. Nothing happened. I was close to vomiting. I gagged a few times. I had severe cramps in my tummy. Then the next thing is what really scared me the most. My heart was racing. I looked up at the door handle because I was in the toilet and I closed the door, and I was moaning, I was groaning, I was in agony, and then everything just caved in on me. But rather than going black, everything went white. And it was like everything was caving in on me. Like I felt like I was being closed in, but by an extreme white light, and I couldn't see. I went to go reach for the handle because I could hear my partner calling out for me and asking if I was okay. And I went to go reach for the handle and I couldn't see what I was doing because the white light was so intense. And it was at this point where I started feeling a burning sensation like down the center of my body and across my head. I felt like I was on fire and I felt like my brain was going to explode. I opened the door and I collapsed on the floor. I had my bra on, but I was completely naked. The floor helped cool me down, and I felt grounded and I was okay. But I also felt like I was going to vomit. So I was hyperventilating. I felt like I was going to vomit, and I was really close to telling my boyfriend to call an ambulance. That's how bad it was. I could hear him get up and go to the bathroom to vomit, and I'm like moaning on the floor. Then I could feel his presence. So he was kneeling over me, making sure I was okay. And then that continued for a few more minutes. And I felt like, I was having like this severe near-death experience. That's what it felt like. It was absolutely horrific. And then all of a sudden, it just slowly calmed down. I could feel that the sickness was going away. I opened my eyes, even though I couldn't see properly, the white light had gone. And the burning sensation was slowly subsiding. And I tried to get up and I almost fainted. So I fell back to the floor and I just laid there, and I said to my partner, I just need to lay here for a little bit longer because I'm really not feeling well. I think I had too much of the brownies. And he's like, well, do you think? And I'm like, yeah. And then as soon as I could get up, I slowly got up. I think I may have even crawled back to bed, and then I laid back in bed and I fell asleep. And then when I woke up in the morning, probably about 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, got up for the day, I felt sick for the whole day, and I've never, ever, ever had a weed hangover before, and it was one of the worst hangovers I've ever had. I still think I was probably still high for the first half of the day. I felt dizzy, disoriented, but it was terrible, absolutely terrible. One of the worst experiences of my life. So there you have it. There is my drug-induced near-death experience. What I looked up online is that I had a panic attack, a weed-induced panic attack. And I've had weed before, but I'm not a regular smoker, so I just ingested too much THC, way too much, and that was how my body reacted. So will I ever not do it again? Well, I'll never ingest that much again, but I actually considered having a small amount of brownie again the day after I recovered, just to see if I would have a normal reaction to just having a small amount, but I didn't because I was a bit scared that maybe I would have that experience again, and you just feel out of control, but really I felt like I was dying. It was horrible. So if anyone has ever experienced something similar, let me know in the comments. Let me know how you handled it. It'd be interesting to know if anyone has actually ended up in hospital with those sorts of symptoms before. And, has that ever been a catalyst for you going sober and totally giving up drugs? I don't think it'll be the end for me, but like I said, I'm not a regular user. I just do it every now and again. I hope you enjoyed my story. It was terrifying, but my partner and I laughed about it the whole day the next day and realized that it was probably very serious, and I probably needed to be a bit more careful rather than jumping in. Anyway, I'm Lucy Power. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Lucy Power Perspective. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notifications so you get notified every time I do a new episode, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.